Well, that was a interesting first 10 minutes. That was like being taken out to the woodshed and just whooped, and haven't had one of those in quite some time. And give Richard and their team a ton of credit. Their intensity level at the start of the game was at a place that ours wasn't even close to. That in itself was the ball game. I'm really proud. You're not going to come back against a really good basketball team. It becomes very challenging to do that on the road and win. Yet we found a way to fight, and found a few things out again tonight. I was really proud of Greg and his progress, because he's been unbelievable in practice the last 2 weeks. But it's getting frustrating when we run really good offensive practice, and then we get in the game and our guys just lose all concepts, and everybody thinks that every time they touch it, they've got to do their deal, and it doesn't work that way. And to compound our lack of ability on the glass against Lynch, who dominated the game, triple-double almost, with blocks and his numbers, and then Jordan has 11 at half. When you look at the defensive rebound totals from their guys compared to us, we were a one-man defensive rebounding team, and that was our off guard, DeMonte Williams. So again, tremendous amount of credit. I'm proud we got it to 5, the under 4 media, and have the game won. And then we just we made mistakes that you can't make. We had an offensive foul. We had back-to-back charging, trying to draw charges at the half-court line. Then we had another turnover to follow that. And we didn't block out on a free throw. We had an end of the shot clock violation that doesn't hit the rim, or they do, and we just stand there on the backside and don't block out, which that's already cost us one ball game against Maryland, and they hit a 3 as the buzzer goes off. And when you're in a 2-possession game on the road under 4, I'll take that most nights. I'm going to take that in conference play. Give yourself a chance to win. And that was not a very good last 4 minutes.
Be in a position to win the game after another slow start, being down 20. I mean, this team, I guess, figures out ways to get back in the game, but I mean, how much easier would it be if it wasn't?
I like I said, I don't know. Scott, I'm as frustrated by, we're not going to stick with the same group. That's why I changed it at halftime. We've got to, we got to continue to grow. I like what DeMonte did. I like what Trent did. I like what Greg did. Greg and Trent give us some athleticism. We're not a very athletic team, and those two guys give us some sense of athleticism and and ability to recover. So, and then DeMonte's just so high IQ and so smart, and has a great knack for the ball. 4 steals tonight. So we're gonna change that. I mean, it's you can't play when you're 20 down against a good team, and that was kind of it was literally a punch in the mouth. But like I said, I'm really proud of our guys and our fight. And 19 offensive rebounds kept us in it, and it shows our process. And when we do guard, we guarded, and then we found a way on a. Michael Finke's not going to go 1 for 11 or whatever he was, and Aaron Jordan's leading the country in 3-point shooting, and really kind of like most of his shots. He's 2 for 10, I guess. But when you have your 2 best shooters have those nights, you find a way to get back in the game. Process start to kick in. Offensive rebounding is a big part of that.
How big of a factor was it not having Black in the first half? How much did that play into how that first half played out?
He's our best player. I mean, that's not the when you it was pretty obvious. I think our first 2 or 3 shots were to him. We're trying to get him going early, and But again, Lynch showed why he's an elite defender, and then when we don't have him, you can't come on the road and win and shoot 28 or 9 threes. In comparison, we play Missouri and we shoot 15, I think, or whatever it was, and not many more. But you can't do that. And LeBron's a big part of us being able to score the ball in the paint, and Trent's speed helped that because he gave us some opportunities. But points in the paint didn't have to come from offensive rebounds for us.
You just pretty much announced a lineup change. On the other hand, Mark Smith was fairly effective running the point in the first half.
Yeah, he was great. I've spent a lot of time with Mark this week doing that. Problem's not on the offense end for Mark. That's the least of his. He's very comfortable there, and he spent a lot of time there. And it's not an easy position to play when you haven't played. He hasn't played that a lot, but he had great poise tonight. I thought when he was in there, and his size when we played zone, we 3-6-4, 6-5 guys across that front line, and that was effective, and so I like that a little bit.
Greg had a couple of turnovers on catches early. Was he just sped up, or did he slow himself down to just get it in the flow a little better?
Yeah, everything for Greg is kind of a first time deal. He's just figuring out how to get comfortable in the moment in the game, and once he did that, he was pretty effective. You can see he can play above the rim, and why we like his athleticism. He's the fastest guy on our team. You like his speed and what he can do, and yet he's a guy that is still learning every day. He's played basketball for 3 years.
You mentioned DeMonte, but it seems like he's good for one of those flying tip-ins every game and a couple steals. Just how does he kind of just fit in just across the entire spectrum for this?
Well, there's nothing DeMonte doesn't do okay. And, he's a guy that and I've said this many times, he's a guy I trust. And trust is hard. Every coach wants trust. And he does everything well. Look, 4 steals, 8 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, which he led us in attempts. Could have made a couple shots probably, but what was assist? 3 assists. It's pretty much a stat sheet stuffer, and man, there's tremendous value in that.
Time for one more if we have it.
I guess just Michigan on Saturday. What will be the focus? Kind of just coming off of a game kind of similar to a lot that you've had this season.
On to the next. I haven't studied 1 second of Michigan tape. I remember the 1-point loss I took in the NCAA tournament last year against them, and Rockman and Mo Wagner, and Wagner's a pro. So it's I hope they don't make 16 threes against us like they did my team last year in the NCAA tournament. But I think we're a little different defensively. But again, I think they pose a different challenge than Minnesota in terms of physicality and the dominant rebounding type guys that Minnesota has. So we'll get geared up tomorrow, we'll practice here, and again Friday morning, and then play on later on Friday.
Thanks, Brad.
Have our players out in front of our bench.